Hello, I'm Moonstone and I'm back with a video that dives a little bit into some of the features that have been added to the new 1.19 update. Now, some of them I think aren't quite, what they should be, and some of them that just don't exist that really need to be added to the game. Now, the first one is archaeology, which is something that I think really should have been added this update, if any update. And the reasons why is kind of complicated, so I'm gonna have to explain it somewhere else. To explain why archaeology is important, I'd have to come to this little makeshift archaeology site that I made. And here you can kind of see the little dig pit and the place where you'd make your pot. And I think it'd be really good for an update before the next one, which is going to have to be either the desert or the mesa, for them to add something that will connect to the desert and the mesa. So if you'd have to go down here, dig for your treasure, and then take it over here and make it, and then you'd have an update where you'd get pumped about, hey, what's this treasure for? How do you use it? Is there any real reason why that exists other than for decoration? And you're gonna have it just to be nice for an update, and then you take that pot or artifact, take it to the desert, and unlock some sort of new part of the game. This would be really cool for the lore and for just a little bit of kind of like a thing Mojang could do to get the community pumped before an update. And it's just a really neat feature. I really liked how they kind of put it together. Now I know it's just a pot or just a nice little decoration, but you'd finally be able to make a lamp without having to use the most rare item in the game, if I can find it, the inner dragon egg, and you'd be able to make a lamp, like a nice lamp. That's the next best reason I can come up with. So why they should have archaeology. Time to move back to my main area. The next biggest thing that's missing from this update is the fact that Minecraft is mostly mine, not craft. And you can see this is one of the new items. And I like how they added it, along with a couple others that have been in the game for a while. So it's a kind of like a rare, unique item that can be used in a crafting recipe. But all of these are only really used in one recipe. And I think, well, except for this one, and I think they should be put into more recipes. So it's more of you have to grind for these items, and it's just kind of useful to have a stock of them, not just grind for 5 or 6 or so, and make the one crafting recipe. This is, I think, something that Minecraft's really missing right now, and make it a really, really good. And I think this would be a really good functionality for the new Soul Shard. Sorry, it's Echo Shard. I'm sorry. The next big part is that we still have the inventory problem that Minecraft's had for the longest time, and I think they really should have added bundles this time, because that would be really useful with the variation of blocks. But they really do need to edit it some, although they did do pretty good when they added the boats with the chest, because it's really easy to get early game into movable inventory solution. So it's a step in the right direction, but we need a bigger solution that's more easy to make a lot of, like the bundles. But that's not something I see them adding really anytime soon. So there needs to be some sort of solution like the bundle, where you can store multiple items using an item in your inventory, other than the shulker, which is very much a late game object. But that's just something I really think they should have added this time around, because it's something that desperately needs to be added to the game. The next biggest thing is that I was really hoping this update would have been a kind of sort of a quality of life update. They wouldn't have gone super in depth with a single biome, and kind of spread out a little bit. That's why there's this birch sapling here. This represents the birch biome that we saw in the in Minecon last time, and I think that it would have been really cool if they had done at least a little bit of work for most of the other biomes as well. Another thing, the last thing, is that they need to add more of kind of they need to make they need to treat all the blocks equally. What I mean by that is you have this new really nice mud. You can make packed mud and mud bricks. Those are the two variants that it has, packed mud and mud bricks. Whereas Deep Slate has all these different variants that all are unique and really, really are good in building. And this is not even counting this. Okay, this is counting this, but it's not counting the just normal Deep Slate. And I think that's something that's really been missing. We need to have sort of a more uniform, variance of a building block, so you can mix it better. It's just having two, or even just making unique ones every time that there's a new block. Like nothing else has a tiles form. It's just the deep slate. So I think if they made that more uniform, it'd really help out in building. But that's all. Those are the things that are kind of missing from the new 1.19 update. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.